Well, I've never done this platform before where I'm doing a live on YouTube itself. Um, usually I have a different platform and I just kind of run it through YouTube. Uh, but tonight I'm going to try to do something different, learn something, just try to get something new. And what I'm doing here tonight is really I'm prepping for the King's Play on Saturday, and I can't wait. It's a king split. I remember my first king split, and I was up on the maybe probably the fourth floor or something, and just sitting there, me and a couple of friends, we just watching the races, and then it was for us it was a big deal because for me it was my first king split, and we sat there way up in the bleachers at the very top, and as we were sitting there and we see the whole procession, singing and the anthem, and then they sang a song that none of us knew what it was because we were really new to horse racing, well, King's Play and all that stuff. And then, they did the parade and the horses came and they all went in line, and then it went to the gate. And then let me tell you, everyone was standing. And when the horses break and the horses pass us for the first time, we just heard the feet of the horses, and they were passing, and it was just, my heart was just like shaking, because it just felt really, really, really good at that time. Anyways, that's my little background about my first King's Queen's split back then. That was the King's split, and um, hey, Mr. Triple Crown, what up? What up? I see you, man. um, I mean, if you guys want to, if anyone wants to talk about races or talk about King's Split or race in the King's Split, you can join me. This is the first time I'm using this platform, so I'll try my best to put you in, and we can talk a little bit, at least for the time that I got, before I go get some snoozes, look at my eyes, and and get going again. Um, but I promise I'll try my best to get you in because I'm not familiar with this platform. I'm just gonna try it. I was really curious about using it, and um, Ryan Munger on Raphael. Okay, okay, I see it. I see it. Horse racing is really funny because, like, for everyone involved in racing, you got your favorites, and you got the ones that you figure could win, or a horse that is really running good. But then there's something that just kind of tells us a little bit about the people who are actually in the races, like the trainers. And I don't know if there's anything different from these trainers, but I guess that's what makes them on top because for some reason or the other, their horses perform in these type of races. And I'm curious if there's a horse. I'm just gonna look across here on the big screen and see if I'll pull up the King Split. I better talk King Split right away because I might get carried away with other races, and I know there's some really nice races on Saturday. There's about two, three that I can tell you that is gonna be really good. Uh, but yeah, the King Split, that's the 11th race. Yep. And my goodness, when I look at my boy Prince, I don't know, but we'll see. There's a couple horses in there that I think that could do some really great things. We'll see. Oh, someone's asking why Woodbine canceled, but this is a big day. So usually on big day, sorry, on big weekends like this, they usually probably take a day off and um, so they can prepare. I mean, there's a lot of excitement, a lot of stuff happening. I mean, you got how many races on Saturday? 13, and so I mean that could be one of the reasons why. Um, I'm looking at Krista Cole's trainer, Krista Cole's horse, uh, Thor's Cause. It's a maiden, interesting, and somehow uh, he makes it in the race. Um, I wish her the best. Pretty sure there's a reason why the horse is there, and she seems excited. I spoke with her the other day. Had just a short interview with her, but decided not to post it because there was a lot of wind, and I didn't want to put that out there. Just want to do something different. Um, let's see who's on here. Triple Crown, Christopher Bristol, Miss Big Up, Big Up, Big Up, Big Up, Big Up. um, Someone I saw talking about no more options, which is interesting. That's 30 to 1 long shot in the race, but someone seems excited about Daisuke because, as you know, Daisuke won that race before, so he's not new to this. Anyone could pull it off. He probably could. And I'll tell you something, something that's really exciting, and I'm trying my best not to talk too much about these horses because you can't pick a horse with the friends that you have, because I meet a lot of people at Woodbine and I talk with a lot of people, and to pick one horse may upset someone saying, well, how comes you pick their horse and you didn't pick mine, and so forth. So I'm going to try my best to avoid doing that. Usually I like to stick to the American races because I don't have those kind of relationships yet. But at Woodbine, um, I've met a lot of people. I see them quite frequently, and I hope I don't cause any upset when I do speak on who's going to win the race or who I think should win the race. But but that being said, I just want to say this because last year I met Fraser Abley for the very first time down in Vancouver, and for me, seeing the young man, fresh. I didn't think that he would be right here at Woodbine, to where he at right now, and to see what he has done last year, leading up to the end of the year, and then coming into 2024, and see how he's performing. He's performing pretty well. I just gotta say it, hats off to him. He's riding really well. I was speaking to a trainer down in Winnipeg last year. Who's my pick? Chris, come on, man. I tell you, I'll give it maybe afterwards, but uh, it's tough. I'll tell you something. You cannot dismiss the Mark Cassidy horses. Those two horses. But before I go into that, let me speak on my man Fraser Abley. You know, I met him down in Vancouver, and just to see that to where he's at right now, he's riding pretty good, and he's riding a horse in the King Split. I gotta say, and if he wins this race, it'll be the roar of the crowd, man. It'll be a big roar. You can hear them probably from Vancouver to Toronto, but it would be pretty awesome. And that'll be a really feel good story. And that'd be a really good story for anyone who's writing stories out there, putting stories together. Trust me. All right. Uh, Look at why they believe Rafael will do well. I'll tell you why. Third career start, still maiden two, not race at two. I've never seen it before, and the way Munger brought. Hmm. All right. Well, I mean, when it comes to these bigger races, everyone makes a good point. And to be honest, like one thing I'm learning, like me and my friend, we used to sit on handicap horses for a very long time and discuss them. We would sometimes like rule the horses that we pick out. We would have the horses narrowed down right down to the T, and then we'll find a reason why these horses can't win. But I got to tell you what, one thing that I'm finding out though, you have to look at these trainers and how they're performing. And these trainers, for some reason, they're the reasons why they're at the very top of their game. Now, if someone else can jump forward and bring a horse and beat them, for a lot of people, it will be really exciting. Um, but we'll see. And there's a lot. Trust me, there's a lot of long shots here for people to get excited about. Listen, Essex Serpent. I mean, Patrick Husbands. Anything that Patrick Husbands sit on, you have to consider that horse either having a really good chance to win, or one of the favorites. The reason why you can sit or you can stand and say Patrick Husbands because of what he's done so far. I mean, you cannot dismiss that, and the fact that his connections, his team, they all have they all seem to do well, and he gets put in really great positions with these horses. And Asset Serpent, that's another good horse right there, coming on really strong to this day. So we cannot dismiss that horse. Trust me, you cannot dismiss that horse. I'll tell you another horse, which is a slight long shot, and you give that horse another chance, and she might just win. And that's Caitlin, her greatness. But we'll see. But you give that horse another shot, you never know. They say that the boys like to follow the girls. So in this case, the boys may just follow the girl in this race. So we'll see. Um, I think that this horse has a shot. It's 12-1 morning lane. Um, we don't know for sure what will happen on the day because they say a lot of times horses do run differently on different days, and it's going to be a wet day on Saturday. Oh man, you give it away, Javante. Is it Javante? Is that how you pronounce your name? You give it away, man. Um, this is a horse. I'll tell you something. I don't mean to jump around from horse to horse, but should I keep my horses to myself? I think I'll do it. I won't talk on that on pure yet because it's a horse I've been watching for a long time. Um, and I don't know. I don't know if he can do well, but I think he ran against an older horse the last race or something. And we'll see. We'll see because hmm, I don't know. Let me speak on this because you have the Mark Cassie's horses, right? You have Assets Serpent, and you have My Boy Prince, and those are the two real favorites, which everyone is saying. I guess the handicappers. I like to call them the horse gods. Uh, they're saying those are the horses to beat. Now, can another horse jump forward and beat these horses? Probably. You got Sahin Savashi, and you got Patrick Husbands, you got Mark Cassie. Both of these guys got the same agent. They both are riding for the top trainer at Woodbine, and they both got horses that are really live horses. Now, when I spoke to Mark Cassie last year, he said he had a horse that he really hope. I think he was speaking on My Boy Prince, and he was thinking that this horse can bring him to the King Split, and he's hoping to pick up another King Split. So now we see Asset Serpent jumping into the spotlight also, and those two Mark Cassie runners, they really have some really good chances. Now there's another one that people are not talking about, which is Midnight Mascot and Kisushi Kimura. He's coming into town, coming back from California to ride his horse. Now, the horse did win two times from 8 starts and 2 seconds and 3 thirds, and that's a pretty good record. That being said, he could just be a horse that just just stays up there. Now, a mile and a quarter is a long distance for a lot of these races, a lot of these horses. Sorry, at this age, and sometimes you just don't know if there's another horse who's really fresh and is ready and can outpace them or come from behind. Now, that being said, I got to tell you, I was really impressed with My Boy Prince. But if you're playing horses and you're playing horses to win, you want to beat them. You want to beat My Boy Prince. So I'll tell you something. For Javante, speaking of peer, I'll tell you this. Just from a fan point of view and from watching races over the years, 8 is my favorite number, and Pierre was a horse I was actually looking at for a little while. Now, I was a little bit disappointed when he didn't win that last race, but I was impressed that the horse did still have a chance. You never know with a longer distance. Well, Mr. Triple Crown. I okay. I want to move away from the King Split just slightly because even because there's a lot of stuff going on there in the King Split. I mean, you got the friendly ghost, and you can't rule Justin Stein out because if someone he knows how to win races. Javante is laughing. He says it's a great horse. No, that's pure. Um, but friendly ghost with Justin Stein, he knows how to win. Can't rule the veteran out. So there, it's a really good race because if you check it, the Kentucky Derby, when horses get to that point, there's a reason why they get there. For the King Split, sometimes I'm unsure of the reasons why the horses are there in this race because sometimes it doesn't always look like like some horses belong there. In the races for the Kentucky Derby, there's a long period where we see the horses leading up. There's lots of media on the horses. There's lots of channels where you can view different sources and listen to different expert opinions. They show you tons and tons of videos of the horses back and forth, and people spotlight these horses. And and over the time, like when I picked Mystic Dan, like I got to see Mystic Dan, 2 year old, and I liked him. And then leading up to the Kentucky Derby, I just thought that that horse couldn't be beaten because of the kind of form that he was in. But here at Woodbine, for the King Split, sometimes it gets a little bit tough because you don't always see or hear much about the horses unless you're really like in the back stretch and you're keen on that kind of stuff. But from outside of like the core of Woodbine, I get the feeling there's a lot of people that don't always see that part, and maybe because the outlets, people jump on the media tip leading up to the race. But before that, I guess you would have to do a lot of research in order to see these horses. I mean, looking at the field, I only saw the field like really completed. Think it was this week, earlier this week. But I didn't know who was in like all the runners last week. So that's the other thing that kind of gets people right. Anyway, we'll talk a little bit more about the King Split in a little bit, but I want to go to a very special race, which I'm thinking I'm just clicking on the other screen so I can look here, and there's quite a few races. Um, let's see, race. Here we go. This is it. Race 7. Patches O'Houlihan. Is is there a horse that can? There's someone that can beat this horse? Like if anyone is handicapping or anyone who knows the field for Saturday in the seventh race, and you have a pick outside of Patches or Houlihan, I would suggest if you're playing pick 5, 6, or 4 or whatever, you put this horse in there because I don't know. You got Iron Stone, who my man Lewis is really keen on. He loves his horse, um, but if you want to be very honest, you got to look at Patches or Houlihan and say, look, this horse is crazy. This horse is really is a monster, as they say. This horse is a crazy horse. And the other thing is Robert Tiller. I'll tell you this here. Robert Tiller, I'm not sure how old he is, but there's a reason why he's a Hall of Famer. And well, speaking to a guy at Woodbine, and he was saying that he doesn't think that this horse can be beaten, which is Patches or Houlihan. He doesn't think this horse can be beaten at Woodbine. And he says, but outside of Woodbine, the horse will get beat. Now, yeah, maybe. But you got to think about it. That's why guys like Robert Tiller are good at what they do because they're going to put the horse in the right spot. Like, why would you want to put the horse in a spot where the horse can be beaten? So you put the horse where the horse can't be beat. And if the horse fits at Woodbine, and the trainer or whoever thinks that there's no one else can beat this horse, and put him in these spots at Woodbine, that's the best thing. Why not? You pick up your money and you go. That's $150,000 purse. If you can pick up two, three of those throughout the year, why not? So I mean, the fans are keen on stuff like that, but as a trainer, if you're a trainer, you can pick up 60% of $150,000 purse. Why the hell not, right? I mean, I would. Why not? So I think that Patches O'Houlihan is going to lock that one down. I know there are many other horses in there who are playing, hoping that they can get there first. There's a horse that Kisushi Kimura is riding called Play Me a Tune, and that horse is 2 for 2. He's going to jump into stakes win. Aristone will get the respect he deserves on Saturday. I believe you. But the respect, let's see if the respect will come in the first or respect comes in second. Um, I don't know, but I'm hoping for your sake that the horse will run big. The horse is coming on. I agree. We've been watching the horse, and Ironstone is starting to come back into Ironstone that we saw a couple years ago, and I believe something. You never know. You never know. Um, but yeah, Patches O'Houlihan. So Sophia Vivas will sit down on that horse, and that horse is gonna drag her all the way to the finish line, man. If it's first or second, we'll find out on Saturday, but but we'll find out. Now I gotta figure out a way where I can add video, like add if there's anyone who wants to join me. I gotta figure this out because I haven't used this platform yet, and this is the first time actually. And for me to figure it out, I don't know. It might take me a couple times or so forth, but we'll see. Maybe there's a way. I don't know. Let me see. What's that? It says. Uh, well, I'm not sure. Uh, I'll figure it out. It'll take me a minute or two. Anyways, let's move on to some other races. By the way, if you're coming over on if you're coming to the track on Saturday, and you see me, just give me a shout. Let's talk a little bit, man. Let's engage a little bit. Hey, what up, Kent? You're more than welcome to say your points here, Kent. And I'm not sure how I can add persons to the video yet, but I'll figure it out. I mean, you guys are smart too, so you guys will probably help me out, and we'll figure it out together. Um, so I'm not sure, but we'll see. Yeah, so if you're coming over to Woodbine on Saturday and you see me, give me a shout. Let's do a video together, um, and tell me your picks. Tell me if you're winning money or if you're losing money. Tell me if you're drinking or you're not drinking. I think it's exciting when we get that kind of engagement with each other. Um, I know you'll be at Stella. Yeah, man. Just hit me up. Let me know where you will be, and so I can come over. We can do a video, and I'll see the kind of state that you're in. I hope you're winning money during that time. You're not losing it some money, right? Because that's important too, right? Oh man. Hey, Mr. Triple Crown Racing, you win a lot of money. I know that. You're a smart player. Bull Venture Stakes, man. What a race. Patches O'Houlihan. I don't know if they can beat that horse at Woodbine. There's some other races. And guess what? Let's go to a race. Look at me talking about let's go to a race. Like if I'm a handicapper or so. But there's quite a few horses here. In race 9, there's a pretty cool race underneath there. And Clear Destination. This horse, Martin Drexler, Ram Munger. Interesting horse, 7 years old. And yeah, I see you. I see you, Kent. Pat Swim Machine on Saturday. Definitely. I spoke with Mr. Lynch a little while ago, and he's very hopeful for Saturday. I wouldn't discuss much about that. Um, we will let the horses do their thing. I can tell you that there's going to be a. It looks like there's going to be race. Sorry, going to be rain on Saturday, and that could affect the outcome of the track. And who knows? I remember when that horse was in Barbados, Pat Swim Machine. I know. Mr. Triple, I love you too, man. Kind of weird telling another guy that, but I love you too, man. you know, some horses need firm turf, and some horses love the soft ground. And some jockeys know how to get the horses to the finishing line. Um, and sometimes people switch up jockeys depending on the type of race, the surface, and so forth. So uh, I don't want to speak too much on my friend's horse, but the horse looks like it's in good shape and is ready to run. He had a really good run coming back from Barbados, and we'll see how he do in that race. Um, so there's a few horses here in this ninth race that are really interesting. You got one long shot, and you got a couple of medium. Ron's Gizmo. That's another horse that can really run. Um, we'll see. Um, he's already run a couple times. I think 3 times for the year, and I think the horse might be due. It's a big day, and you just never know. See, the thing is that the horse might come off. This thing might come off the turf because the rain could affect a lot of these races. Right now, that being said, Clear Destination. I spoke about this horse a little while ago. I really like this horse. Um, will he run and win? We'll see. I'm no guru here. I can't tell you for sure if he's going to win, but I can tell you that I like this horse, and this horse probably will show up. All right. Now the long shots that we're talking about here are a couple long shots here, which is one horse in particular that runs really hard. That's Makwa. Um, when he's ready, he can run. Now, is he ready? I'm not sure. The other one that has some really interesting runs was Cool Kiss. Now, will the horse run the way how they probably think that the horse will run? I don't know, but that's an interesting one. If you like playing long shots, those are probably the ones that you can take a shot at. Now, for some reason or the other, I always skip past Kisuchi Kimura and his mounts, and I don't know why. Um, but he's on another favorite or a potentially winning horse. The horse is called Never Surprise. That horse is trained by Kevin Attard, owned by Rapoli Stable, and we'll see. He's coming back into town, and somehow he picks up the one of the favorites for this race. Now, this is not a stakes race, and this is an allowance optional claimer. So you never know. You never know. Some guys are trying to get in, some trying to make the money, and some horses deserve to be in there, and you will see. Okay, now let's go back a little bit further down because again, um, this is the first time I'm using this platform, and actually it looks really cool. I think I might continue using this platform. Uh, I kind of like it. I just got to figure out how to add guests, which is to add people to the platform. And the good thing about it is that I can probably I don't need to schedule. I can add people as on the fly, and and that might be cool. Hey, thanks, Thanks, Louis. I might actually use this as a thumbnail. Send me the photo of me on the screen. Which race is it? Misty Point with Deshaun Bino. Which race is this, Javante? Let's see. One of the things. Oh man, this is some really nice horses in these races. You know, one of the things that I'm a little bit old school when it comes to handicapping, and I like to take the form and look at the form, and um, and just kind of like sit with a cup of coffee or tea, and I just like to go through it, sit somewhere and just relax and look at the horses and pick the horses, and that's how I actually got into horse racing. Um, you know, there was a guy, a horse owner. He had many winners over the years, and he was my ex father-in-law, and he showed me the form, and I would just sit there and just go through it. Now, being so competitive, um, it's something about the competition of horse racing that excites me, and just looking through the form to pick the winner excites me even more. um, and that's how I was introduced to racing at Woodbine. I mean, racing in Barbados, was very young, and and that's another story. But oh shoot, the ads are coming up. Oh my goodness. Let me give it a heart because I don't know. I'm loving this platform. I got to figure that out, my man. Again, a first time I'm on a platform, so I'm not really too familiar with it, but but I'll get this together. And I really like how this platform is looking. I think I might do more of these lives. Um, I think so. It looks really, really cool. I don't know about you guys. Maybe you guys can tell me if how this platform looks from your point of view. But for me, it looks really cool. Um, and interesting. I just got to figure out little things about it though, like how to add the gas and stuff like that. I think once I figure it out, I'll be real cool. Get that going. Let me see. Maybe see share screen. Share. Who the hell do I share screen with? I'm gonna figure this out. Maybe yeah, I'm gonna do some little lessons on this as soon as I finish this live and go and learn how to use this screen better because I've never used it before. Is there any? I want to talk about some other races, but is there for you guys out there? Is there any races that you guys want to talk about a little bit more? Someone's telling me about Misty Point with Deshaun Bino. Which race is that? Because I don't. I'm using the screen and not the actual form. So, and I don't usually I got the horses circled and marked and so forth, and but I'm looking at it for the first time, so not really entirely sure where all the horses are. And I'll tell you something: 2-year-olds, I stay away from them. I do not like to look at 2-year-olds. Is the 2-year-olds are unpredictable. Race 10, okay, I'll check it out. 2-year-olds are unpredictable Sometimes they run really well in a race, and you think that this horse is going to be good. Then the next race they show up and then they don't do well, and they do all kinds of stuff. So 2 year olds, or for a rule, I don't like really looking at them. It's almost kind of pointless to handicap them. I mean, you can for some of them because some of them are more mature than others, but for a lot of times I find they're very immature, and it's very annoying. All right. Misty Point is in the catch a glimpse states for 2 year olds. Misty Point is in which race is that? Oh, there we go. Race 10. And that's a 2 year old, right? So I'll look at it since you guys brought it up, but 2 year olds are very unpredictable. I mean, for the most part, they're just started running this year, and I mean, it, I don't really like those type of young horses. That's one of the reasons why I like turf racing and I like long races, uh, because then you get some older horses that are a little bit more stern and a little bit more built, and you can almost know exactly how they're gonna run. And but 2 year olds, you just don't know. They like kids, they'll run real fast the first time, and then the next time they might not run again. They just get tired or their legs give out or something. So. Uh, that's my point with 2 year olds. But I see Mark Cassidy is here again as usual. Misty Point, he's a 30 to 1. Tell me, you guys, why this one? Um, this is well. I want to know why Misty Point. Is there something that that you guys know about that we don't know? Because the horse gods has her at 30 to 1 morning line, Mike DePaulo. So let's see. Well, you never know. You never know. Okay, in this race, there was in that catch a glimpse race, there was one horse that intrigues me a little bit. Now, if the horse comes and win, we'll let's see. Remember this. So no, I don't know for sure. Again, I don't like handicapping 2 year olds, but Carly Bay, the Barb Minstrel horse, that's one that catches my eye, and it's been for a little while, and I don't know how the horse is gonna come back and win, or I mean not win, but come back and run. We'll see. Uh, he, she went five and a half, and now she's going 6.5. Um, Won the first time out, and then ran third in the stakes race at 5.5, and now going 6.5. The only issue, I guess, if you want to put it that way, would be uh, in the 13 hole, and you never know. Um, the weather again, on the turf, you never know, right? um, I I can't disagree with you, Javante, because quite honestly, Shifty, any horse that Mark Cassie puts there, and then you have Sahin Savashi. I think if you're a gambler, not so much a handicapper, um, you can play that horse because, like, I mean, there's a reason why Sahin Savashi is up there uh, in the top, in the top winners, right? Um, now I don't know what's the real reason, but I know Mark Cassie is there too. So you got the combination of Sahin Savashi and also Mark Cassie. So that's one thing you got to put in consideration, right? And then you got Bullet with Patrick Husbands, which is always, everyone wants to beat the horses that are the favorites, right? And if you're playing horses, then you might want to find one to try to beat Bullet. But Bullet, quite honestly, look real damn good. Bullet looked real good when I saw her run, and we'll see. But it's a stakes race, and it's a big day. There's lots of excitement. I mean, husbands has done this before, so it's not going to be new to him. Cassie has done this many, many, many times, so it's not. This is not new to these guys, but might be new to the horses. So we'll have to see what type of horse this is, what type of bullet this horse is. Uh, Now, that being said, again, I don't like doing 2 year olds, but you gotta have a quick look at Crystal Visions and S1 Flores on that horse. You gotta take a look at the horse, okay? Do your homework and see if the horse is a horse um, that you can put in there or not. But look at those horses. Those type of horses are the ones that sometimes can come true. All right. Um, so that's my pick. Not my pick. Sorry, I don't want to give it away, but that's not my pick. But I don't do 2 year olds. I'm not doing 2 year olds. 2 year olds are crazy. They're very unpredictable. I love the competition or horse racing, but 2 year olds can give you a headache. Trust me, they can give you a headache. You know, not me and 2 year olds. I'll stay away. Okay, I'm trying my best here. Look for another race here. So someone was talking about, who was it, Mr. Triple Crown, or Kent Lane? I'm not sure who it was that was talking about the King Edward Stake, and that, my friend, is a very interesting race. I will not try to pick a horse in here. I am too connected to a few people here. I don't want to be the one that gets the cold shoulder from people here. But think it's a nice looking race. But one thing is for sure, you got to beat the favorite. It's the 8 horse. That's my favorite number, and you got to beat Philo de Ariana. Um, that horse, you have to beat that horse. So whoever is good on that day, um, come correct. There's some chances there, and I won't say much on that race, but that's a very good race. I think that you have to give that race a very good look if you're playing horses. Yes, and I agree. They're very top quality horses. Now, and that being said, like I can talk a lot about these horses, and this is I don't have a form, so I'm not looking at numbers or anything. I'm just looking at past performance in my head from watching the horses run, and these horses in this race are really good. There's 2 or 3 horses here in particular that are up and coming and have run some really good last races. Watch out for them. You do your homework, and you'll see, and you'll see. But yeah, there's 2 or 3 good horses here. I won't give them away. Again, that's the one race that I would say is very intriguing. I hope that I'm there to witness something really big, and I really hope it works out for these guys, for all these connections. Okay, is there another race that we can talk about? Uh, Let me see. We talked about the Bull Venture, and I did say that um, Robert Tiller's horse, Patches O'Houlihan. I don't think there's a horse that can really beat this horse. I think that if you beat him, you've done really well, and you've figured out a way to beat this horse. But the way that horse run, coming back off such a long layoff, it was really crazy, really nice to watch. So you had to see the horse run live to really be impressed by the horse. Oh man, yeah, I love it. I love it. No, okay. There's another 2 year old race, and you're gonna in this 2 year old race, you're gonna have horses trying for the first time to win, and some that's already won. Um, I'll skip through that. That's the soaring free stakes. Um, I can't handicap that. I can't even attempt to pick a horse from there. I'm not familiar with these horses in terms of these horses are not really. It's not really the best race to try to pick one from. But if you want to go for a long shot, I would say take one of the longest shots on the board, because this horse, um, att- based on what they were talking about when the one horse run for the first time, I think Robert Geller, and there was quite a few people who were talking about that one horse. And then the horse came out. I think he had a bad hole or something, and started a little bit slow. And I believe Flores was riding that horse at the last time, and it didn't pick it up. It didn't start get going until a little bit into the race. So again, you never know with these horses. 2 year olds, man, it's very unpredictable. Moving on. Moving on. Okay, let me talk about a race here. The fifth race, and there's a horse that I really like. It's a Brandon Greer horse. I like Blueberry Fields. For some reason or the other. Those are horses that I usually watch because I see these horses run a lot, and watching these horses run, you get a good idea of who can run and who can't run. Um, I like that horse. For some reason or the other, I like that horse, and we'll see if she can do well. But I like that horse. Well, you never know. Those days, Wickenheiser is another one, but that's Mark Cassie and that's Kasushi Kimura, right? They're expected to win. Those guys, when they show up, for some reason they win. I don't know how they do it. Um, you guys can tell me how, but somehow they do, right? That's why a lot of guys who play horses, Mr. Triple Crown, you probably can relate to this. A lot of guys when they play horses, they tend to pick they pick horse races that are not in those categories to play, because then they have some better shots at a race and better shots at winning some money, because people usually say those allowance races are there for some trainers, and there's people that can't beat them. So that's just a talk, and I'm not sure if that's true or not, but that's what they say. Um, okay, I'm gonna go to the King Split now and talk about that, and then I'll probably sign off, and I'll learn a little bit more about this platform for the future. All right, so which race is it? Race 11, King's Play. All right, Rafaru. Hmm, I gotta see this. I think Javante was big on this. He ran behind my boy Prince. Hmm. That doesn't mean, to be honest, like any horse that comes in behind my boy Prince, like these horses these horses blew away the field. Let me pull up this race, because I gotta go back and pull this up, because I get the feeling that, let me see. Yeah, Raffru does look. That horse do look pretty nice. He didn't look if he was like really sprinting at the end. He was looked like a very casual gallop down. Maybe the jockey in the next race could get that horse going. Um, I don't know. I didn't even see that. So thanks for bringing that to my attention because who's riding the horse? Oh, Munger, Ryan Munger, and Harold Ladisher at 8 to 1. So that tells me something. So if at 8 to 1 and Harold doesn't get, I mean, he gets love at Woodbine, but he's not like up there in the top trainers. So if he can have an astronaut stable, homage astronaut stable, who at one point, if you guys remember, who at one point was winning left, right, and center at Woodbine. So if this horse could be 8 to 1 morning line, thanks for bringing that to my attention because I think that horse might stand a chance. Um, you know, you never know because again, I just watched the replay and that horse was not even really like going hard at the end yet. So in a mile and a quarter, who knows? Who knows? I think I think Caitlin, her greatness will definitely be going hard. And if I can think back for a mile and quarter at Woodbine, usually those horses who can get to the lead and can sustain a pace usually will do well. Um, there's one or two that comes off the pace, but a lot of times they have to be pretty close up from what I've seen because um, they don't always catch up turning for home. A lot of times they got to be on the pace. So that and usually that's a fast race too. So exactly, he said. Remember Sir Dudley Dick third in plate trial. Yeah, I remember. So you never know. I agree. I agree. You got some really sharp handicappers out there, man. These guys that really know their horses and are looking at this race very keenly. Now, I'm looking for some other options here, and there may be no more options. Zalco, let's see what he has here. Uh, yeah, you never know. You never know. Uh, doesn't get on my radar yet, so I don't know. For me, it's not on my radar. There's quite a few of them here that is not my radar. Pier, a little bit on my radar. I like this horse. I like this horse for a long time. But after looking at the Cassie horses, I wasn't sure if Pierre could manage them, but maybe we'll see. We'll see what Kevin Attard can pull out the hat. These days, it seems to be Kevin Attard and Mark Cassie. Let's see who else is in this race. Besides, you got Harold Ladisher. Shoot, man. Kevin Attard, one, two, three, four. Four chances for Kevin Attard. Um, one, two, three chances for Mark Cassie. Harold has two chances and two strung out stable horses. Hmm. Very interesting. Hmm. Then you got Krista, Dominic, Paul Sinelli, Greco. How do you pronounce it? Kirtmar and Yvette Chartrand with Friendly Ghost. I know that's the one that Justin Stein is riding. I really like Justin Stein when he rides in these big races because some reason how he seems to always do well in these bigger races. But I know lately he's not getting a lot of great horses. But as a veteran, somehow he can pull it off. Um, is it Friendly Ghost ready for this type of race? I don't know, but he was in there, I think, against my boy Prince the last time, and against Rafa. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay, let's read some of these comments here. Chalks win 33% of the time. That means that 66% come in as the rest. Gambling angle. I'll go with chalk. Yet beat every race. Okay, let's give you this. Give you a like. Um, I know Kent wanted to talk about the 13th race or 12th race. The 12th race, and that's another race. I'll be there. I'll be there representing for the Pat Swing Machine partners, and for that team. I already got the call, so I'll be there. I got the call to represent another Derek, so I'll be there, just there for support, and hopefully we can make it to the winner's circle. Um, I want to talk about the King split itself, and I'm being there on Saturday. Um, there's going to be some guys from out west. Um, my man Roy Sturgeon, he's in town. I think I'm going to do a piece with him between tomorrow and Saturday. Not sure if I'll get to see him on Friday, but maybe. And he's coming over there with a group of people. It's about 30 people or so. So these guys are coming from out west supporting the King Split. And I want to say hats off to them. Thanks for sharing the videos and thanks for supporting. I know that they're gonna do trackside with the young lady who does track side. Uh, Asked me to pop on and do an interview with them. I'm looking forward to it. I want to say I was hoping to get behind the scenes with them also. Interesting to hear their story because for young people and for that group coming from down in Alberta, it must be really cool to make the trip to Toronto and have some fun. I really hope the rain doesn't ruin the day for you. I really hope that you guys go out there and have a lot of fun, enjoy yourselves, eat some Caribbean food while you're there. Don't just stick to the normal. Eat some of that Caribbean food from around the corner. Um, Interact with the people there, get to hear some of the fans who are yelling so loud at the horses to win for them. Um, and I hope you take in the whole Toronto atmosphere. And that being said, maybe one day I'll get down to Alberta as well, and I'll do the same. So I'm looking forward to meeting Roy again. I met him for the first time last year, so I'm looking forward to meeting him again at the King Split, and that'll be real cool. Him and his team, man, they do a really awesome job of teaching the kids how to ride, and also for promoting the riding down in Alberta and so forth. There's something interesting about Roy is that as a jockey, he rode for several years. Picked up an injury and then wasn't able to ride again. But he used all his experience to help others, and I like that. Drinking and gambling and art still, life doesn't get any better. Oh man! All right. So who's my pick for the King Split? Um, Let me see. So honestly, who's my pick for the King Split? I'm gonna go ahead and go with Caitlin Her Greatness. How about that? I think that horse will run big. I think she'll run a big race. Um, she's gonna be on the lead. I think she had a good stretch. I think that they'll have to run her down, and uh, we'll see. But I think she's gonna run a really nice race. Rafael Hernandez, he knows how to win. And lo and behold, he always sometimes, even though he's up there in the top five all the time, sometimes he still gets overlooked. And sometimes he goes off at 15, 16, 17 to 1 and still end up winning. So that being said, I think she'll be my top pick for this race. She's already run no, only run a mile and the eighth. But for a mile and a quarter, I think Kevin will have this one ready to go a little bit longer. And um, my boy Prince, let me have another look at my boy Prince because it feels like this horse is just, my goodness, really, can you beat the horse? Jeez. Hmm. Yeah, we'll see. I'm going with the filly. We'll see. The only reason why that I'm saying good luck, Mark Cassie, because he did say if he wins the race, he's coming right back on this platform and he's going to talk with me. So if he wins, I'll be looking forward to that. We'll see what he has to say. Um, and who's the jockey? Sahin Savashi. Yep, Sahin Savashi. But lo and behold, if Patrick Husbands win on Asset Serpent, that's another thing coming. That'll be his fourth. Um, he's a Hall of Famer now. Jeez, uh, you know, you think that he'd be slowing down, but almost all the horses he picks up, they do well, or they can do well the next time. So horse racing, you got to pay attention to these connections. They're not there just because, especially in these bigger races. If you had a chance at having Patrick Husbands on your horse, you probably would put him on a horse. This is a guy who's proclaimed that he studies these races like something else. If he's riding a big race, he's not probably not going to sleep probably till early in the morning. He's going to be looking at the program, and he's looking at how he can win, finding ways to win. So Nadia, you're hailing for PSM, Pat Sewing Machine, of course. Who isn't, right? Derek already give me the call, and he told me to represent him in the winner's circle. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to be the person that to make those claims, but we'll see. Anyways, I think this was really cool. I'll learn a little bit more about this platform and how I can better this, how I can add you guys. I think I can add people here live and we can talk. But in the meantime, I'm gonna sign off. Thank you guys for joining. The next time will be pretty soon because this is real cool. I love it. Thanks again. I'll see you guys on Saturday. If you see me, shout me. Let's talk. Let's make a video together, and let's do some really awesome things, man. It's gonna be cool on Saturday. It's gonna be hot, but it's gonna be rainy. But we're gonna have a lot of fun. All right. Until next time. Peace.